building in Petropavlovsk is associated with the great Almaty architect. Where can you look at the works of the Kazakh pictorial art founders? What is unique about the painting by Kazakhstan's first female artist? All this in the new episode of Welcome to Kazakhstan Project.
Многие гости Петропавловска удивляются.
Many guests of Petropavl are surprised when they first see the building of the Fine Arts Museum. A fancy green fairy tale house immediately attracts attention. What awaits the guests of the museum in its exhibition halls? Let's find out. This is Welcome to Kazakhstan Project. My name is Zakirjan Mamlutov. Let's broaden our horizons. Like most of the Petropavl modern-style houses, the building belonged to a local merchant. In this case, we are talking about the timber merchant Yusufovich. Who exactly was the architect is not known, but most researchers agree on the name of Andrei Pavlovich Zenkov. This is an outstanding designer who lived in Almaty and built the Vasilyev church at his own expense. Indeed, the architecture of Yusufovich's house resembles Zenkov's creations, especially the famous Ascension Cathedral.
Строительство было закончено.
The construction was completed in 1909, and 8 years later, the revolution broke out. With the advent of Soviet authorities, the building changed its purpose. At first, there was a colony for juvenile delinquents. A little later, a school for working youth. Only in 1985, all this was restored and transferred to the Museum Association. Since then, the North Kazakhstan Fine Arts Museum has been located here. The opening was based on the Fine Arts Department of the Museum of History and Local Law. Its collection has been replenished since the 60s, thanks to the help of the Almaty Art Gallery. At the same time, the canvases of local masters were also purchased. And so, with the appearance of a separate building for the art museum, the opportunity opened up for creating a full-fledged exhibition. In our Fine Arts Museum, in addition to pictorial art and graphics, many works of sculptors and artists are exhibited. One of them is the work of a talented sculptor Nikolai Zhuravlev, who was born in Russia in 1926. Nikolai Stepanovich created this exhibit in the 60s. The sculpture is made of marble. Working with this material is not easy. The sculpture is quite precise. The graceful work of Nikolai Zhuravlev is called Mother. This is a Kazakh woman looking thoughtfully into the distance. The author depicted in detail the lips, eyes, eyebrows. The museum also has wooden sculptures.
В двух музеях Казахстана слабовидящий может...
Only in 2 museums of Kazakhstan, the visually impaired can get all the information about the exhibits. With the help of such bas-relief and braille, a person with poor eyesight can find out what is shown in the painting. The basis of the collection is made up of works by domestic masters. There are also paintings by one of the founders of the Kazakh Professional Pictorial Art School, Aubakir Ismailov. You can look at his landscapes depicting the beauty of Kazakhstan's nature. By the way, when he was only 15 years old, he participated in the first traveling exhibition of Kazakh artists and visited Petropavl.
фондах нашего музея хранится уникальная...
In the funds of our museum, there is a unique painting by the first woman artist of Kazakhstan, Aisha Galimbayeva. Moreover, we keep the urban landscape, although the work of Aisha Galimbayeva is better known for female images. Therefore, the canvas in our funds is unique. She shows the city of her youth. This is Almaty. She depicts the city in a specific emotional context. The picture is very dynamic, there is a lot of expression. Both colors and rhythm, everything speaks about the emotional mood, about the special feelings of the artist.
О особых чувствах художницы.
One of the most famous names in Kazakh painting, Isabel Han Kastev, an outstanding watercolorist, became the founder of the Kazakh fine arts. His paintings depict the nature of Kazakhstan, the work of ordinary residents of the country, be it a farm threshing floor or a pasture. Kastev's distinctive feature has always been considered a combination of childish spontaneity and a deep look at the life of a person who became wise over the years.
Это портрет Сюнбая кисти Абельхана Кастеева.
This is a portrait of Suyunbai by Isabel Han Kastev. The great Akhun is depicted sitting in a yurt on a white carpet. Those who have previously seen Suyunbai on a 3 tenge bill only can admire his portrait here in the art museum. Another artist who has chosen labor and folk life as the theme of his work is Nikolai Krutilnikov. The characters in his paintings stand out by simplicity and purposefulness, whether it is a woman at a loom or a Kazakh woman spinning wool. The artist's works are distinguished by their expressiveness and uniqueness of images. Krutilnikov's paintings were made on an unusual material, cupboard.
Данное живописное полотно датируется 1944 годом.
This painting dates back to 1944. That is, it was created during the years of war. It is painted on 2 canvases sewn together, 2 pieces of fabric, which is in principle impossible at all. That is, perhaps in this way, the shortage of materials at that time was shown. Nevertheless, the artist Alexandra Plasovskaya depicts the plot of the ballerinas who are preparing for the performance.
Сюжет балерины, которые готовятся к выступлению.
Still, the most frequent subject in the paintings exhibited in the halls of the art museum is the beauty of Kazakhstan's nature. It would seem with what colors and in what manner can the same steppe be depicted in an original way, but every artist sees it differently. And what to say about mountains and lakes? Love for the native land is the main motive of the pictorial art of Kazakhstan's masters of painting.
Jibek, заслуженный художник Казахстана и России.
Jibek, an honored artist of Kazakhstan and Russia. The exposition of the museum presents his painting Crooked Apple Tree, Oil and Cupboard, 1947. Time passes, but the eternal themes of flowering and awakening of life are still relevant. It is very easy to get to Petropavlovsk Fine Arts Museum. It is located in the center of the city at 314th Infantry Division Street 83. Tourists will certainly be interested to look at the exhibits associated with Petropavl. The museum exhibits extensively the work of local artists.
Можно сказать, что дом Юзефовича...
We can say that Yuzefovich's house is a unique exhibit itself, and by visiting it, you will get to know the world of Kazakhstan's fine arts even more.